Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome back to Moonbreaker. It has been about 4 months I think since I last posted a video, quite a long time. I'm a little bit late to the party on this as well. We're finally at the 1.0 release, so I'm really excited to get into this. I really want to just dive straight in, figure out what all the toys are. I've tried to avoid as many spoilers as possible. I watched the trailer briefly and some of the launch stream, but I've actually saved quite a bit of that for myself as well, because I just wanted to be able to react to this straight fresh for you guys and hopefully make it as entertaining as possible. So back to the good old typical YouTube phrases. It's 4 months down the line, but I can't forget, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to, you can join me over on the Patreon. At the moment there's no exclusive content over there, it's just a way to support me, but I'm appreciative either way. But for now, most importantly, let's just jump into these notes. So I'm going to click on here. We haven't got a full changelog as of yet, but we have got all of the description here, and I can't wait to read through it all and have a look at all the awesome new toys. I'm going to be doing separate videos looking at things like the captains, the new crew, and that sort of thing. For now, it's just a look through the rundown as to everything that's gone on for Moonbreaker 1.0. So, first of all, I'm just going to look at this. We've got what looks like some sort of toxic version of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. This design here, so I think this is Soul A-Turn I saw someone talking about, but I don't know what it does or anything like that. This really makes me think, for anyone who doesn't, avoid spoilers here if you haven't played Subnautica Below Zero, just mute your microphone for like 10 seconds. This to me feels like Alan. It does, and I love that. And then over on the right we've got something that looks sort of like a purple Yoda Sun Wukong mix, which I'll be honest, I'm happy with. That looks great. I'm really keen to see what these do. So, I'll avoid this for now. Moonbreaker 1.0 has just landed. It's ready to play on Steam for PC and Mac. Reimagined single player experience boss run, so I believe this will replace cargo run, with 3 new captains, 12 crew, and take your painting to the next level with new and improved tools, and share your paint jobs with other players, and much more. I'm curious as to how this is implemented. Is it share your paint jobs as in other people can use yours, or is it still just share it for them to view on social media, that sort of thing? That would be an interesting thing to see. So, let's go back to the beginning. We'll pop the sound on. Can we drag this back? Ooh. That is incredibly loud. Let's just drag this all the way back to the beginning. Here we go. Right, a little bit of a hitch there. We got there. Okay, we've got a wrap. That's good. As long as you're born from the layered tiles. That looks like shit. I think just making a bit of these those totally look like TV threads.
Shall we trade bombs? Let's crack you open!
That name is sorry for the little juddery bits. Right. Put this on mute. I will say the scrolling's got a bit weird for me, but I'm not complaining about that. Aye aye, Captain. 3 new captains have landed in the reaches of the major update, hailing from 2 new cultures and 1 of unknown origin. I wonder who might be unknown. The big mysterious one in the middle. All 3 will shake up your existing strategies in exciting ways. Now, one thing I have noticed is that there isn't a new audio drama yet. I really cannot wait for a new audio drama. I really want to find out what's going on in the world. I would love to just hear tons of them. I could just listen to them for days on end, so really curious as to what's going to happen there. So Severi. So Severi I think was this one. Severi or Savary, I'm going to say Severi, can challenge a rival crew to a duel where both units attack each other until one of them causes no damage to the other, ending the duel. She can also lunge at a rival unit in clear line of sight, damage it, plus damage to any unit in a line behind it. She can also disarm any touching rival unit when it moves away from her. Okay, so running away is bad. This is like fallback in 40k, or you can't, if you fall back you can't shoot. Nice, I like that. So charging, falling back is bad, so getting near things is good, especially if you want to disable a unit for a turn that actively is going to want to run away from you. And then just, so nice little duel there as well. I like that. Solator, wait, challenge a rival crew. Oh yeah, Yeah, so she just basically solos a crew, but at the cost of her own life, most likely. Sol A turn can place a catalyst on the ground that causes variable damage to the units around it in the following turn. I'm wondering if that's like calculable or if it's random. That'd be really interesting, because there was a lot of talk about removing some random effects from the game. So if this is random again, that'd be interesting, or if there's a mechanic around it. I like the sound of that. He can temporarily give any unit and those touching it electrified. Nice. I love electrified as a rule. I think it's really, really fun to actually play with and against. I can imagine it being very annoying, but if it doesn't stack, perfectly happy with it. So take an action to receive damage, plus whenever he deals range damage with his primary attack, electricity changes to hit other nearby targets for damage too. However, this attack comes at the cost of his reduced accuracy. Okay, I like this. Attacks with upside, reduced accuracy, great combination. Finding units that can buff that would be really nice. And Feng Huang. Feng Huang thrives by gaining attack when no allied crew are close to her, so she's like a solo sort of assassin side of things. She can move in, melee attack, attach sticky explosives to multiple targets at once, love it, use her grapnel to pull herself towards cover, units, or the edges of the battlefield. Okay, so that sounds like quite mobile, quite sort of sneaky. I like the sound of that. I know I've said this before, I love the idea of like captains in the future having different health pools, different things like that. I think this would be one that would be really suited to be like high damage, low health, if that was something that ever came up. I doubt it has already, but it is possible. Motley crew. To go with these 3 exciting captains are several new crew hailing from cultures you already know and some you're meeting for the first time. Don't underestimate any of the creatures being introduced in this update. They make for formidable foes and allies. Mantili Tipu. Hang on. After deployment, this mother creature instantly spawns baby Tipus on the map, up to your maximum crew limit. She's a melee unit that can stun any crew, ally or rival, and grant it invulnerability for a turn. I am sold already. I'm going to be trying so much nonsense with this as soon as it comes out. Cannot wait. Scurriels. I'm going to go Scurriels until I hear it otherwise. These augmented creatures have the ability to cause chaos by taking control of a rival crew for a turn, so that unit temporarily functions as your own. Scurriels are also resilient, so when they can't attack, damage dealt to them is reduced. Also, while they can't attack. Okay, so they're just like a mind control, but nothing of their own. I like that. That sounds cool. These sound very animalistic, like some of the images we saw. Orsipetrix, yeah. They could make these easier to say. Orsipetrix is I'm going to just call it Orsep or Petrix. Oh no, wait, hang on. Oh, proofreading. These are spelt differently. Orsipetrix and Orseptrix. Orsipetrix, Orceptrix. Okay, we've got 2 different potential names. We'll figure out which one it is. Orceptrix sounds more likely to me. It is an airborne unit with 2 burning abilities. It deals damage to all units in a selected area, pushes them back and burns them. Also, each time Orceptrix, yeah, so Orceptrix twice, Orsipetrix is only once, so Orceptrix I'm going to go with. It deals damage to all units in its path and burns them. We've got a dragon. This sounds like a dragon. If it's not a dragon, I'm going to be disappointed. I love dragon-based stuff. I love dragon books. I like the Aragon series, Dragon Master. Like it, stuff with dragons is awesome. Ovix. Ovix is an armoured unit that can charge through any units in a straight line path, pushing them back and dealing damage to anyone it's collided with. Sure. Sounds great. Just a bulldozer of a unit. I hope it's quite like healthy as well. I wonder how much that costs. It feels like it's going to be like a 5 cost to me. We'll find these out when we have a proper review later on. Turo can conditionally raise the max health of the units he targets, including his own. Max health will go up by an amount equal to the number of units being targeted, but will be lost upon taking damage. If he reaches at least 25 health, the match will be automatically won. Try using Savria's shield barrier on Turo to protect him. So, that means are things like, what's his name? I can't remember it now. There's that healer. It's not Stitchy McPatchy. Rebuild a Texo is a good like starting point for that. So if you're injured a bit, you Texo to get your first buff, and then you keep using Turo's ability. I mean, if Astra still refreshes abilities, you could potentially do this over and over again and just stack Turo up massively. That could be quite cool. I like that. Tenizer, Tenazer's move and attack are refreshed whenever it destroys a rival crew. Opens up the potential for a chain of attacks and for the destruction of multiple rival units. I love this. I love combo things. This feels like in like drafts or checkers where you just hop over multiple things at once. Brilliant. Melini, this is one of the ones I think I've seen previously. Melini, any rival unit in clear line of sight of Melini, not obstructed by soft cover, hard cover, or units, have their accuracy reduced. Observe this here by changing Melini's position. I feel like that's sort of like an instructional thing. That feels very much like the play test, but I love it. Sounds great. That must be like the try it out thing. Atoktia. These are some very hard to pronounce ones. Atoktia is a melee unit that can toss a unit behind it, damaging them. This may force rival crew into dangerous situations or move them away from objectives. Try tossing Flurry in between the rivals. If Atoktia is destroyed, it leaves behind a cinder pile on the map. Nice. Kokole. For some reason, if you've ever seen the film You Don't Mess with the Zohan, this just makes me think of like the Fizzy Bubblech. It's a Fizzy Kokolech. This mother unit spawns a young Kokole, a separate unit with unique abilities to a set maximum whenever any crew, ally or rival in range of her is destroyed. She can also grant herself and any allied melee units in range, like her own babies, first strike for the turn, meaning targets won't counter-attack a melee strike. Try destroying that injured Scattervine and see what rolls out. Nice. The young Kokole is an airborne scavenger that will automatically gain attack and health whenever nearby crew, ally or rival in line of sight is destroyed. Nice. Nenepi's ability causes damage to any unit, ally, or rival, and that unit will gain attack power for a limited time. Okay. His ability is best used on your own crew with the aid of a healer, especially because the extra attack stacks. Try using his ability on Antios Gauntlet with Stitchy McPatchy's healing assistance. So, is it an ability? Yeah, it is an ability. Okay. So it's not just like an actual attack, because obviously I was like, you can't attack your own units. But yeah, so ability on your own units to buff them, or potentially just on the opponents for taking a little bit of damage out. I feel like this is going to look like a sort of a short range Detonia maybe, or maybe even just a one target ability. I don't know if it's AoE or not. Party is an airborne melee unit that can fully heal itself. Pretty powerful. It gains attack and speed after it takes damage, so it could become stronger and could move further each turn. Damage can come from an ally or rival. So, no idea about how it heals itself, but it can fully heal itself. Maybe it's every turn, maybe it's start of your turn, maybe it's anything whatsoever. Maybe it's another ability, who knows. And now we're on to the new game mode, or the adapted game mode, Boss Rush. I've seen this launch screen, it looks awesome. So Feel the Rush, an improved single player experience is also arriving in this update. Building on the community favourite Cargo Run, Boss Run replaces and extends the challenge into 10 grueling rounds, each more difficult than the last. Choose your captain and their crew from the existing pool you know and love, as well as 3 new captains introduced to this update, and aim to defeat the gauntlet of challenging opponents, some of them brand new to this mode. 4 new maps have been introduced specifically for Boss Run, with 3 to 9 variations per map. Awesome, I'm always happy for more maps. Cho Lake Plateaus, a lush location surrounded by water and rich foliage. Methadori broken outskirts, an arid cavern flanked by cliffs. Smuggler Sundown, a remote dusty area cut through by pipes and abandoned crates. Yearweti Temple Ground, a serene grassy location with remnants of rock formations. As you advance through each round, you also unlock details about the Reaches and its inhabitants for the Codex, featuring rich and additional lore, insight, and much more. The Codex is something I really want to look at. I love a bit of background knowledge. Familiar staples of Cargo Run remain, like assists and relics, as well as the ability to recruit new crew to your cause as you take on each new opponent. In the end, you'll reach success and glory by defeating all 10 bosses. Oh, will you reach success and glory? It's like, you will. You're just guaranteed to beat them. Or fall on the battlefield. Only time and the true test of your skill and strategies will tell. Fresh paint! For all of our creative players looking to customise their rosters even further, an improved paint mode has been introduced. With refreshed UI and additional tools, it's never been easier to create your dream paint job for all your favourite units. This looks quite cool. Get creative with a variety of stencils, all found under the decals section, as well as so stencils. That's interesting. I like the idea of that as like, maybe you can do stencils in like a sort of reverse decal. So you stencil, paint it, and then remove the stencil. That could be interesting. That could be a really useful tool. As well as masking liquid. Oh, you can add to, that's amazing. You can actually do your own masking. That's so good. That, like, I'm not big on like the art side of things, like that's not my forte, but people have been asking for this, and like the ability to do your own masking is incredible. So that's awesome. I love that. Like, it's not for me. I'll try and use it, but there's people out here that will love that. So the possibilities are endless, and once you finish your paint jobs, you can now use the share tool to allow others in the community to import and play wearing your amazing creations. You can play them now. That's fantastic. We've been asking for that since like day one. It's one of the main things people have wanted, so I'm super keen for that. Improvements abound. Ooh, I'm not sure I like this scrolling, I'll admit that. From a revised tutorial, new scenarios for multiplayer, tons of optimization and bug fixes, UI overhauls, new art, animations, and VFX, Moonbreaker 1.0 is chock full of improvements to make the 1.0 experience feel polished and complete. Additionally, some obsolete features have been removed, such as sparks and rarity, so rarity's gone completely to simplify the game for all. Slightly sad because I had a few legendary rarities in there, but it didn't really do anything, and hopefully now the spawn and death animations can just be awesome. Rewards are here to stay. The rewards track will remain in the game, allowing players to earn unique cosmetic items to personalise their Moonbreaker experience. Ooh, these look cool. From profile icons, crests, decals, banners, paint sets and more, everyone will have the opportunity to earn and can continue to unlock these rewards. Deathboy Exterior, a skin which can be earned on the track during early access, is now part of an optional additional cosmetic pack DLC. Join the Moonbreaker community, join us in the Discord, talk directly with the community, the developers, sign up for the dev newsletter, get major updates in your inbox, check out all the latest news and get the sneak peeks on Twitter, or find us on your social media platform of choice. Pretty sure this is supposed to be X now. Thank you once again for all of your incredible support through early access. We hope that you and your friends enjoy the 1.0 update and continue to play Moonbreaker for a long time to come. We'll see you in the reaches, the Moonbreaker team. So excited for this. There's so many more things that we can like run through and discuss, but I think that's a really good welcome back to Moonbreaker. You can see how excited I am for it. I'm going to be clicking through different things like this whole codex. We'll have a look at this with all the characters, the world. We're going to have a look at the we can have a look at the characters and relate them to the audio dramas at some point. That might be an interesting thing to do. We're going to have a look at our first boss run. It's going to probably be quite an early video, see how long we can work our way through that. Maybe try and do an entire one, maybe split it into a couple of videos. And then the collect and paint. Look at all these beautiful toys. Look at all these captains. 8 captains. So many fun things to do. So if you want to keep an eye out for these, please do hit that subscribe button. There's going to be more things coming. It's great to be back. You're going to hear plenty of me. I'm not sure what the schedule is going to be in terms of releasing content, but I'm not going to go back to one a day. I did that for just over a year. I think it was a little bit too much and I burnt myself out a bit, but I'd like to try and do at some point 1, 2, maybe 3 videos a week would be really nice. Potentially like just playing around with whatever comes up at the time, but I've got so much more Moonbreaker to play. Hit all the buttons that you know, Patreon, subscribing, liking, comments. I'd love to hear comments. Great to be back. And again, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.